Every year, we have thousands of games that release. Even for myself, I constantly find old games that I'd never heard about, even until many years later. This inspired me to start the Hidden Gems series for games that didn't get enough recognition the first time. Today's Hidden Gem is Space Punks. Let's see what you got.
I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like, yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right, and I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow, yeah, I go with the flow. Cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro. Let's go, let's go! Yeah! Let's go! If I go, I'ma get. When I flow, I'ma hit. And I know I'm the kid. I'm a soul, don't forget.
If I had to summarize my feelings about this game, it would be that it does more right than wrong. Let me first say that this game is a lot of fun. Let's start off with what they do right, the loot. There's a lot of different types of weapons. They have a good mix of range and melee weapons, and all of them feel unique enough for you to feel the difference when you use them. What I like about the game is that it doesn't actually drop weapons all the time from every mob or chest you grab. It isn't so rare that you aren't getting any loot, but rather 1 to 4 pieces per level. This helps cut down on the trash loot that usually takes your time from cleaning inventory. You will still have to sift through some loot, but it's definitely not as much, and definitely a positive. Also, it gives a nice tempo for finding and unlocking new types of weapons. You can find weapons that you aren't able to craft yet, which is also always a nice way to test them out beforehand, so you know what to focus on when you want to craft. And did you hear me mention crafting? Yes, this game does have a crafting system which seems fairly easy to use, along with nice crafting progression. I haven't played too long, only about 4 hours in, so I won't speak much about that. However, from what I've seen, it looks like you can farm different worlds and different levels for different materials, which you can then use to either craft a weapon or upgrade the craftable weapon type. In the future, I'm sure there's going to be guides about crafting system if anyone's confused, but it seems simple enough for me. Now, last thing I'll mention about gear is that they also have mods that you can attach to your gear, which add special effects. To give an example, those effects can be a chance to stun the enemy when they are hit, or have the enemy explode when they die, just to name a few. And did somebody mention some damage? The damage numbers are satisfying to look at. They're stylish and cool, and that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Moving on, the characters. There are 4 characters to pick from. I haven't tried them all, but they seem unique enough with different abilities, allowing for different styles of play. As you level, you unlock more abilities and can equip up to 4 abilities at a time. Each character has more than 4 skills to swap from, allowing you to customize your playstyle. On top of that, there are 3 skill trees separate from the abilities that add passive to your characters. There's a tank, DPS, and mobility specs, which also have mini branches within them. Level cap appears to be level 60, which I believe gives you either 60 or 59 points, which leaves some wiggle room to spec into different trees, and it really allows you to customize your character. These are the things I enjoyed about the game and why I want the game to succeed, because the core of the game is really good. Now, the things I didn't like so much. The music. It's corny. I guess that's the best way I can describe it. It fits the theme, I guess, but I can't really say other than I really didn't like it, to the point of muting and playing my own music. Side note, there's actually someone playing the piano near the mission select, and that guy's cool. He gets a pass. Now for the story. I think I'll just use the same word, corny. I didn't really pay much attention to it, and maybe I can blame that a little bit on myself, but yeah, I don't know, it wasn't really appealing to me, and in fact, it did the quite opposite. I didn't like when I had to talk to people and skipped nearly every conversation. Part of the reason is that the voice acting from the initial robot giving you quests in town annoyed me so much that I stopped giving it much of a chance. I never saw any cutscene after that made me want to give it another chance, so I'll just give it a no-go for the station for me. Now, on to the quality of life changes needed in Spacepunks. A zoom-in feature would be nice. The game looks aesthetically pleasing. I wish I could zoom in and see it closer. One of the things I wanted to see was actually the piano guide by the mission select. I hear the music and I just want to be able to see where it's coming from. I also would like a map button. I'll leave a comment down below and pin it if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure there's no map button that I could find. You have a tiny mini-map in the corner of the screen, but there's no way to open up the map and see the entire map. Which led to my next problem. Looting all the chests on the map. I don't really have a solution for this, but the loot is instance-based per person, meaning you might get an equipment at one chest, while your ally at the same chest might not get it. So you have to check each chest yourself to see whatever loot you get and pick it up. This becomes a problem when the map is huge and people start splitting up to do objective, because it's faster that way. They open up a chest on the other side of the map, and chances say you're not going to get whatever loot they picked up over there. This led to my buddy running all around the map, ignoring the objectives, trying to collect all the loot he can find while everyone else is splitting off to do the mission. I don't mind instant loot, but if they could pick up your portion and give it to you, that would be nice. Or if you complete the mission and it auto-picked up any gear that dropped, that would be a nice feature as well. Another solution could be if you could open up the map and see where the loot was dropped, then you can run over and pick it up if it was nearby. The next issue I have is, if a teammate dies and you can't revive them in time, the mission fails. Once a teammate dies, it starts a timer where you have about 30 seconds to revive them, or the mission fails. This wouldn't be so bad, but wait. Alright, get this. You can't play solo or with your party only. If you have space in your party, which means if you don't have 4 people, it enters a matchmaking queue, and it puts people to auto-join you in your mission. Which means if they suck or if they want to grief you, they can die and make you fail the mission. This is a huge issue. They should either make it so that you can choose to opt out of matchmaking or allow for missions to continue if someone else dies. On the one hand, I can see why they want people to team up in this game, or everyone will just play solo, but this system can be easily abused by any malicious person. Lastly, there's no chatting in this game. Now, if they had an option for voice chat, I would take that as a supplement option, but there's no comms at all. There isn't even pings, which is pretty awkward in this game. You can't ask for help when you need your team to protect you while you do an objective, like driving the truck. You just have to hope they will know what they need to do, and they'll protect you when they need to. Sometimes I feel like this game pushes you to meet up with people outside of the game, like on Discord, to prevent random matchmaking teammates from joining. It saves you from losing missions and you can communicate with each other, which pushes people from their intentions to make people play with each other. There's other quality of life changes I would like to see, such as some guild system, but these are some of the things I would like to see in the short term. For me, top-down shooters is a genre of games that I feel like has never been perfected. Generally, this style of game is usually done by indie or smaller studios, and while many of them are very good games in their own right, budget limitations usually tends to creep in, which ends up being a fatal flaw for a lot of these games. If this game has the time to continue to develop, this game will be a must-play for anyone a fan of this style of game, and absolutely be a titan in the future. But my biggest fear is that it won't have enough content, or specifically content people actually want to do, to keep player retention. Most people will probably enjoy this game for a while and then get bored of repeatable content and then play something new because people like new things. The core of this game is really good, but being an Epic Games Store exclusive for a year is almost the same of having a hidden release, which will directly reduce a number of initial players. And on top of that, trying to retain those players for a long term is even a harder task. In the meantime, I wish the best for this game, and if you like the style of game, give it a try, and if you want to see it keep going, vote with your wallet and give it some support. Let me know in the comments what you think about this game, and your thoughts on what this game needs to do to succeed. Until then, hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Peace.